Money. Money. I'm not trying to work no 9 to 5. Money. 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 Bro, I'm just trying to help my mom. Either you hustle hard or you don't do anything at all. Money is the root of all evil.
Have you ever gone down a rabbit hole of manifestation where you're just researching a bunch of topics about it, learning and seeing everybody's success story? So you end up on YouTube and you see a guy in this car like,
I gotta get this set up, okay. What's up, y'all? I just want to let y'all know that in a couple of years, I'm gonna be on top. See, I'm planning on being a millionaire in a couple of years, and I'm gonna do it. You wanna know how? Well, don't worry about how, but just know I watched The Secret and I know how to manifest now. So most definitely, I'm a be a millionaire, and you'll see. Watch.
I honestly love success stories and seeing people go from absolutely nothing to being on top of the world in whatever field or whatever way they can be. So, just like the dude in the car, here's my success story. From 0 to a million. I feel like majority of people want to do things, but they just lack some sort of consistency. And by majority of people, I mean me. Throughout my whole entire life, like I had issues with consistency because like I would try something and if it didn't bring me the success that I wanted quickly enough, I'd quit. But with that being said, I decided to hold myself accountable this time, which is why I'm making this video. So people could look back at it and be like, yo, I could be amazing like Willis. And yes, you can, you know. Even though I don't have the money or whatever right now that I truly want, I do still feel amazing because there's many things that I've learned by quote unquote failing throughout the years. So with that being said, I created some goals for me to achieve so I can keep my mind on the right track. And anytime that I feel like I'll fail or just start doubting myself, I can look back at this video and look back at the goals that I want to achieve over time. So, goal number 1. Growing up for the majority of my life, it was just me and my mom, and some things that occurred in my life in those younger times, I considered normal because it was just something that I was going through, you know? But I would realize that I was pretty different when I would hear people talking about certain things in school and stuff like that. I would go months without water. Sometimes I would have no light. Sometimes I'd have to go wearing hand-me-down clothes and stuff like that from some of my mom's friends. And that did more of a hurting to my mom than it did to me. And I know that because, you know, parents always want their kids to have a better life than they had, you know. And me mentally, I didn't realize how much it affected me until later on in my life. But one thing I really want to do when I become successful, rich, or whatever you want to call it, you know, one thing I really want to do, this is my number 1 goal, is to give back to my mom, you know, because she stuck through it with me throughout the years, all those times that I needed food or just needed someone there for me mentally and emotionally. She was there. So my number 1 goal is to give back to her, you know, and I hope some of you want to give back to your parents too, because they do a lot for us. Number 2, this could have been part of number 1, but I decided to separate my mom with family because at the end of the day, it was just me and my mom. And when it comes to family, I don't consider family as blood as much. You know, I have my sister, my nephews, and all that different types of stuff, my cousins and stuff. But there's also friends that I consider family and relationships that I have that I consider family of mine. So anybody that I personally consider family, blood or not, that's who I'm speaking about right now. Like, I want to help them out, not necessarily just handing money out, because that's not the best way to help people out. You don't hand money out to people sometimes because they'll just come back. I'd rather just invest in them so they can necessarily never ask for money again, you know? Like, I don't want somebody to be relying on me. I want them to rely on themselves. So it's either I'm gonna sit down and help them create something for themselves or invest in them so they could create something for themselves. And that's my number 2 goal for for myself in my life is just to help out people in my life and in my family, and just give back to them also. So that's the second thing that I'm grinding for throughout this whole YouTube journey and my blogging journey and opening my own business, but you'll learn more about that later. Number 3, I want to create generational wealth. I don't necessarily want to create trust fund kids either that just rely on my money, but I want to create generational wealth in not only money but knowledge. I want to write down and create videos to let them know where I started so they can gain some type of inspiration to say, you know what, my dad or my grandfather or my great grandfather did this in life, and I want to make a specific type of impact on life too. It's not just about money, it's what you do with the money, so I want them to use the money or use the resources that I provide to help those around them and just help society as a whole and be overall great human beings. 4, I want to make a significant impact on the world. This year alone, 9 million people have died from hunger, and every 10 seconds, a child dies from hunger. And I personally looked up these statistics not only for this video, but before that, because I have personal plans of creating a sustainable way for us to actually end world hunger. Because sometimes they go into these countries and feed these individuals for maybe a week or two, and then after that they go back to the same circumstances that they were in before. I want to create something that can always provide them food, that can build up the economy or whatever that they have going on in that specific country. So that is the 4th thing that I really want to do. I really want to make an impact in this world, whatever it may be. And not just some short-term impact. I want to create a long-term impact, something that can actually provide a solution instead of just talking about it, which is why I don't necessarily talk about certain things like that often, and you won't hear me talk about it that often on this channel, but it is one of my goals and one of my main goals, as you can see. 5, when I was young, as I mentioned in my first goal, many things had happened in my life, and one of those things were my house getting robbed many times. And although I was about 9-10 years old when it happened, I remember being in that moment and saying that all of these things that they took were just material things. So this is my final goal here. I'm not looking to become a millionaire, a billionaire, or just rich in general because I want to live a specific type of lifestyle. As you can see, all 4 of my goals are about giving to others and making sure that everybody around me is okay. That is my main goal. At the end of it all, at the end of this journey, at the end of my life, I want to make sure that I spent time with these individuals, that I did everything that I can to help out as much as I humanly possibly could. Because that's just what I'm here for. At the end of this, I just want to give it all away. I want to give it to my family. I want to give it to my friends. I want to give it to the homeless, the poor, the needy, whoever needs it most. That's who I want to give it to. And I want to go off with the love of my life, wherever we want to, and travel and live life or whatever, and just sit down one day alone, knowing that everything that I wanted to do was accomplished. I don't have any regrets about life. If anything, I'm satisfied with everything that I've done. And for me, that is a fulfilled life. Because if you look at any old person, they always say, man, I wish I had spent more time. I wish I had did this. I wish I had started the business that I always wanted to start. I'm doing that right now. I'm only 22 years old. This is my last semester in college. I'm about to leave and get out of there. And I'm going to do everything that I want to do. So if you're watching this right now, 2, 3, 10 years from now, whenever, or even a week or a month from now, I want you to know that everything that you want to do is possible. Not because you sit there and manifest it, but because you get up and do it. Everything that I wanted to do, or everything that I am doing, is because I got up and pressed record. So, if you want to start a business, get up and make that business plan and make it happen. If you want to go to school, then get up and go. If you don't want to go to school, then don't go to school. You know, there's many things that you can do, but you won't do it if you don't do it. If you don't physically get up and get to work. So, if you could answer this one question in the comments below, I'd love to read them and basically speak to you in the comments. Why do you want to become a millionaire? Thank you for watching one of my first videos. If I resonate with you in any way, please feel free to like or subscribe. Or if you don't, just type in my name once in a while and you might find something that you're looking for. With that being said, thank you for coming, thank you for watching, and I'm gonna catch you later. I literally started from nothing, but nothing meant a lot to me at the time. Always remember that. Even if you have nothing, it should mean something to you, because there's always opportunity to grow. So just appreciate what you have.